Hello again and welcome to another edition of Southern Country. Hi, I'm Herb Southern. Welcome to the show, my friends. Today we're in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Burnside Plantation. Elizabeth, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Herb. Thanks for having me again. And we also have Kyle here. He's the site manager here at the Burnside Plantation. Kyle, can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to see today?
Yeah, this is a reconstructed Moravian farm, and we go by the time period 1740s to 1840s. We have a number of barns located here. We have a farmhouse, summer kitchen. Behind us right here you see an orchard. We're focusing on our crown jewel, our high horsepower wheel. Very, very, very unique machine. It's the only one operating in all North America of its style. So that's basically what we're going to be seeing today. Reconstructed Moravian farm, 1740s to 1840s, and pretty much everything that has to go with that.
Elizabeth, I think we're in for a heck of a good show.
Sounds good.
Well, man, we talk about cribs, people living in cribs, Kyle. Tell us about this crib, Kyle.
This is Burnside Plantation's corn crib. We just got this thing restored about a year or 2 years ago. It did function, keep our lawn mowers, that type of thing, weed whackers in here. It was our maintenance barn, but now we actually have a live and colored corn crib. The style and the date of this corn crib is probably about the middle 1800s. Burnside Plantation became more of a commercial farm in the early to middle 1800s, and this is pretty much typical of the architecture that you'd have in a commercialized farm. If you're producing a lot more food, you need buildings like this to store it until you find a buyer.
Upstairs is storage for hay?
Storage for hay, other equipment, yeah, and you could actually keep the corn in these bins here, and you see the ventilated slots too to help them.
For drying it out?
Yeah, yeah, so we're really proud of this. It's kind of new, like I said, we just got it restored about a year ago.
That's pretty cool. This is a real crib here.
We're standing right in front of this very unique barn, and from what I understand, there's some pretty interesting things inside. Kyle, why don't you tell us about them?
We have a lot of different equipment in this barn here. We kind of focus on the transition from going hand-powered tasks to horse-powered and machines. So inside the barn we have a lot of different examples of the machines that they would have used during this transition state, roughly around the 1840s. And over here we have the crown jewel of the site, our high horsepower wheel. We're probably going to be talking about that next.
Well, I'm very curious as to see what's in there and also get my hands on it.
The crown jewel of the whole Burnside Plantation is right behind us. Tell us all about it right now.
This is Burnside Plantation's high horsepower wheel. Very, very, very unique machine. We think is the only one in all of North America which is still in operating condition. Very, very unique machine. And we're very, very proud of it and all excited about it, as you can probably tell.
What's the purpose of it? To what?
They used to have it here to thresh the crops, which is basically ripping off the seeds from the stalks of your grains like wheat, rye, and oats. That's what they basically used it for. In theory, you can run any kind of machine which does have a wheel on that machine, so it could, in theory, be run by, or it could run a lot of other different types of machines. As far as we know, in this farm here back in the 1840s, when it was first built, it was used to power a threshing machine to rip seeds from the stalks of the different crops.
There's 4 horses running this, you say?
4 horses. You could use oxen if you like. We have this as part of our school program, so a lot of times we actually hitch up 3rd graders to it. And of course, this is their favorite part of the program, as you can imagine.
Well, Kyle, if you can hitch up 3rd graders, you think you can hitch up Herb and I?
If you guys feel strong enough. If you feel strong enough, sure.
Wow, let's try it.
Yeah, I think we should give it a try.
Elizabeth and I are going to try this thing.
Okay.
Well, we're inside the barn with Kyle now, and Kyle, why don't you tell us all about this machine?
This machine here is one variety of a threshing machine. If you remember we were down on the high horsepower wheel pushing that around. You'd connect a high horsepower wheel by these belts, leather belts or canvas belts, to a machine like this here, a little wheel on the side there. And as the horses, oxen, or in our case 3rd graders, walk in a circle and operate the high horsepower wheel, that would transmit power via the belts here to a machine like a threshing machine like you see here. It has a revolving drum on the inside which would actually rip the seeds from the stalks. These invented over in Scotland, 1700s. This style here is more the early 1800s style.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is, plenty of work. A lot of upkeep too, a lot of maintenance on these machines.
Well, we're wrapping up this edition of Southern Country at Burnside Plantation in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Kyle, before we wrap it up, talk about this fence that we're standing.
This is what's known as a worm fence or a snake fence, because if you'd be up in the air looking down, it's very, very zigzagged. It has advantages, it has disadvantages. The advantage is that you don't need any fasteners. These basic beams here, they're just sitting on top of each other, and their weight is what holds it all together. That's the advantage. The disadvantage is because it's zigzag, you use a lot of timber. You're not going in a straight line. Another disadvantage was later on when you had horse-operated machinery, the machines could not cut in these zigzag areas. These machines were pulled straight, so that was a little more of incentive to develop fences which actually went in a straight line as well. So the horses could pull these machines right along the edge of the fence.
Kyle, is this common to this area or is this common to the United States, that fence?
It's pretty common in the United States.
Okay.
It's an early way of doing things.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, Kyle, you've been a great host, and thank you so much for showing us around today.
Thanks for having me. It's a very unique site here. I'd like to also mention, within the past year, we became an affiliate of Smithsonian Institute. All the museums in Bethlehem, Historic Bethlehem Partnership, and we're all excited about that. You could probably tell. I have a hard time getting sleep at night because of that. So this is kind of a new development. We're very, very proud of it. We basically have a local branch of Smithsonian Institute right here in the backyards of Bethlehem.
Let's bring this up to date real quick. Website.
www.historicbethlehem.org.
There you go. That's how you can find out more about
information, yeah.
All right. Kyle, thank you once again.
You're welcome. You're welcome.